One of the most obvious changes to Photoshop recently is the new dark interface. It's designed to make things less obtrusive as we work, so we can focus on what's important. As Photoshop users, it's important that we understand our workspace. So come on along as we take a look and a quick tour around the Photoshop interface and learn a few little shortcuts about the interface as well. Probably the first thing that we notice is that the workspace is much darker in this version than it ever has been. This is part of the new trend, if you will, in a lot of graphics programs, and we're okay with that, but the question is, what if we don't like it? Well, you can actually adjust the tone of the interface in Photoshop CS6, at least to a point. We can pick between really dark gray, medium gray, and light gray, and here's the shortcut to do that. It's simply a matter of holding the Shift key and then pressing F2 to lighten or F1 to darken. So I'll press F2 once and twice, and that takes us all the way down to light gray, and I can press F1 while holding Shift to go back to medium, to dark, and of course the really dark. So that was the first key that I preferred because sometimes I do like the dark background and other times I don't. Now you know that you have a choice. When we're working with any of the Adobe products, it is of course panel friendly. There's all kinds of panels, and by default we have the Tools panel along the left-hand side. That will probably be your best friend, even if you're a fairly basic or new user. However, there are also a lot of panels over on the right, and by default they're kind of collapsed down. It's nice that we can see the names, so you don't have to guess what all the little icons mean, but a lot of us will work with color. We'll certainly work with different kinds of selections, adjustments, styles, and one of my favorites and one that I use all the time is, of course, the Layers panel. Here's another set of shortcuts, though, that can help you customize this part of the interface as well, and it involves the Tab key. If you press your Tab key, it basically hides all of those panels, gives you a little bit more room to work, and then, of course, pressing the Tab key one more time brings them back. We can also do Shift Tab, which hides everything except the tools in the Control panel. So we'll do a Shift Tab now, and Shift Tab to bring it back. And that's the one that I probably use more than the first, simply because I usually do like to have my tool panel showing. If you're good at knowing all of the keyboard shortcuts for the tools, then you may not need that either. The last shortcut that I like to show people is simply how to zoom in and out of an image. In Photoshop, we do a lot of that. Instead of using all of the other clicks that we can do, I like to use the keyboard, and it's simply a matter of doing a Control plus, and of course Control minus to zoom out. If you like to get back to 100%, then the shortcut there is simply Control 0. So there are a few tips and tricks to help you move around the interface to hide and display some things that you'll be working with, because it's all about getting comfortable with your environment, getting it to work the way that you want, and being able to see what you need to see without having those